So the FBI arrive at the scene and decide to take matters in their own hands. Back in the bank, they start hearing a noise and Janiyah sends the manager to go and hear what it is. She peeps through the blinds and she realizes there's a whole mob outside that is chanting "Free Janiyah," with different people from the crowd being interviewed about this situation. Janiyah is surprised because it feels like for the first time somebody's standing in for her. She looks at the news and sees Benny testifying on her behalf, including other women that seem to be going through similar situations. Back at the police booth, the FBI forcefully want to take over the negotiation. They explain that they have already established a relationship with Janiyah and would like to continue, but they just want to buy. In their defense, this has been going on for too long and they feel they have the power to bring this under control. Back in the bank, everybody looks relaxed and Janiyah and the bank manager kind of recap where the relationship started off from and how she came to open an account with the bank. But Tessa seems to think these people are beginning to treat her like a martyr when she is literally robbing the bank. The older lady tells Janiyah that there's somebody else going through worse than she does. Janiyah says that is why she's grateful, and the older lady advises her to say even giving up, going out there and giving up is also a sign of gratitude. Janiyah tries to recount the life she's had with her baby beginning from when she was a preemie and asks the manager to take her up once she gets locked up in jail. The manager promises that she will take her in and take care of her once she just talks with her husband. The diabetic lady seems to be having an attack and she is released. It looks like hope that more hostages are coming out, but this other hostage decides to go back inside and everybody's surprised that the detective let her go back in just because she gave him a reason to say she still has to stay with Janiyah. Once again, the baby's project begins to beep again and everybody is screaming out of fear. So she turns it off and says how the science project has been driving her crazy. So everybody now realizes it's not a bomb at all. So she gets confused, having understood that everybody thought it was a bomb. At that, Tessa excuses herself and goes to the bathroom and goes to write a message over the window that the bomb is fake, but there is one gun. This, however, is a whole lot different with how the manager and Janiyah decide to go around the whole situation, as the manager explains to say there's a policy about explosives, so we would rather keep it that it is still a bomb. Otherwise, the FBI are going to storm into this place, and I do not want you to get hurt. Detective Raymond finally finds the cop that wrote Janiyah a ticket and asked about the other one that ran her off the road, who also gets found around the same time, and Detective Raymond, out of anger, launches onto him and gives him a punch. On the call, Janiyah demands that the picture of a man be sent to her. They try to ask the FBI to turn back her phone on, which they refuse. And so Detective Raymond decides to take matters in her own hands and walk to the door of the bank to go and show Janiyah the picture herself. Janiyah confirms that that's him and they decide to let the other two people go. The manager, however, walks back in once again, holds Janiyah's hand and promises her that she's gonna walk out together with her. At this point, Janiyah is beginning to accept that she's gonna have to save some time in jail and has come to a point where she is going to go out now. As they wrap up discussions about her daughter, she gets a call from her mom. When she picks up the call, she has a look of surprise on her face and her mother tells her that the FBI is at her house. The bank manager has a look of worry over her face as Janiyah's mom continues to call her name even when Janiyah is trying to explain that she did not rob and goes over recounting events. It sounds like her mom does not want to hear what she's saying because she keeps calling her name. So in desperation, she says, "What?" And the mother tells her that her daughter had died last night. Janiyah realizes that she has been in denial all this while and she walked out of the hospital alone with her baby's blanket, met dinner for two even though her baby had already died, and when she woke up this morning, she woke up alone, went to the bathtub like the usual, and even went to the car. She had imagined dropping off her kid at school and waving goodbye to the principal, whose face was already in disbelief. When she got the call at work, it was a call about her bills being due, but then she said it's my daughter's school as her boss walked in. When she had visited back the school to go and check on her daughter, that's when she saw that she was actually just by herself all this while. It dawned on her as she told the manager, who told her that she had been told about the news earlier already. At this point, she imagined something that somewhat looked like her moment of death, where the FBI stormed in and accidentally shot her. As the manager had continued calling her name, she snaps out of it and they both realize it's time to get out. As they slowly approach the police, she thanks the bank manager and gets to meet with Detective Raymond, who helps her get in the car. The movie ends as they drive out, looking outside at the mob chanting for her freedom.